Good morning. Happy to be with you again this morning. Sun's going to break over there in just a minute. It's going to get the shade that I'm in is going to probably get hard to see. But I just wanted to take a couple minutes and spend some time with you this morning. I was reading an article that kind of caught me by surprise. It wasn't what I expected. Did you know that the wealthy, and by wealthy I mean people, not wealthy might be a misguided term, but people who make $70,000 a year and more are 30% more likely to steal than people who make less than that. In fact, they're 30% more likely to steal than somebody who makes around $20,000 a year. Read in the article, it cited a situation where a lawyer who makes about $256,000 a year was arrested for stealing about $70 worth of cosmetics from a convenience store. And a police officer in New York City she's a sergeant, she makes about $100,000 a year. She was arrested for stealing some clothing from Macy's. And she showed up in her white Mercedes to enter her not guilty plea at the courthouse. It doesn't make sense. You know, the article went on to say that they feel it's because people who make less money are more connected to their communities and don't want the embarrassment of being caught or arrested for shoplifting. But I think there's something more than that. The Bible tells us that money doesn't satisfy. And I think that sometimes those, people who don't have money, I don't have a lot of money, and probably you don't have a lot of money, but we've learned that we can find joy in other things than buying stuff, than just going out on big shopping sprees and buying all kinds of stuff. We find joy in other things. The Bible kind of reiterates this in Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 10. It says, "He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This also is vanity." Another translation puts it even a little plainer than that. In a different translation, the same verse says, "Whoever loves money never has enough." This was written thousands of years ago. The problem was the same then as today. People who love money, they want more and more and more. They're never satisfied with what they have. And you don't have to have a lot of money to be that way or to have that attitude. I've met people with a little money who were chasing after more. I've met people with a lot of money who were obsessed with accumulating more. They said Howard Hughes, the multimillionaire from years gone by, at one time he was either the richest or one of the top 10 richest in the world. In an interview, somebody asked him, "You have so much money. How much more do you need to be satisfied?" And he looked at the interviewer and said, "Always one more dollar." There's no satisfaction found in money. There's no satisfaction found in chasing it. There's no satisfaction found in accumulating it, because the more you have, the more you seem to want. And I've met, how many times have you seen seen a news report of somebody who won the lottery and then within a very short period of time was completely broke, and they said their lives were worse now than they were before they won, simply because they had squandered everything that they had instead of being responsible. The lesson is very simple. If your whole goal in life is to chase after money, if that's everything you're about, then you're never going to find happiness. Happiness is found in relationships, not resources. Happiness is found in shared experiences, not in accumulation of wealth. And that's not to say that wealth can't make things easier sometimes if it's used responsibly, but it's not going to buy you happiness. Happiness comes from a relationship with Jesus Christ, and sharing that relationship that you have with Christ with fellow believers and friends, and just enjoying the blessings that God has given you and finding joy there instead of always chasing after more and more and more. So my thought to share with you today is look for happiness through a relationship, starting with a relationship with Christ and thanking God for the blessings that you have, and then sharing that relationship with the people around you. And if God happens to bless you, I know some very wealthy Christian people, and if God happens to bless you with financial resources, then be thankful for that as well. Don't just be chasing after more and more. All right, well, I hope you have a good day today. I've got a lot to do today. No, I didn't quite get the roof finished. It was so hot yesterday, but I got it almost finished. I've only got just a little bit more to do, but I'm not doing that today. I've got to wait till tomorrow. I got too much to do today. You have a great day. Sun's getting ready to peek over the trees. I will talk to you tomorrow. God bless you. See you then.